Hey, good morning, friends. It's Brian here, the land guy, and we're headed out to our next land job where we are going to be helping out these property owners make their land a little bit better than what it is. Now, these folks have an awesome property right down on the creek, but they have some wooded area that they're needing thinned out and also have an old nasty fence row that they would like for me to do a little bit of cleanup on. Now we're about, looks like 6 minutes out, according to my little GPS here, and we are on Hungry Holler Road. Some of those road names are pretty humorous down here in this neck of the woods in McDonald County at the very, very corner of Southwest Missouri. It's where we're going to be working at this week. Behind us, we have a 303.5 Cat excavator. And this thing is going to do a swell job getting this property fixed up. We're going to be providing some TLC with this little excavator. These things with a thumb are as handy as a pocket on a shirt. You can actually do quite a bit of work with one. Plan on being down here for several days, helping out these fine folks. Boy, what a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's about 40 degrees out here, but it's supposed to be in the 70s today. Right down there is where that creek runs. Very, very beautiful setting down here. I'm gonna walk up here real quick. I'll show you a little bit more. He came in here with a chainsaw and started trying to tear out some of this and cut it off, but with the chainsaw, he determined it was quite a chore because of all the vines and everything. So we're going to be coming in trying to get that fence pulled up that you see here, and then grabbing a lot of that dead stuff that's down. I even brought a chainsaw, limb saw, whatever I need. We're going to try to get this all fixed up all the way down through there and then behind his buildings that he has. reasons I wanted an excavator on this job is because this has a lot of vines, and that was something the landowner wanted me to try to pull down as much as I could. But this would be really good if a man had a little forestry mulcher in here, but it'd be hard getting all those vines pulled like what I'm doing. Plus, there's a barbed wire fence in here that I'm pulling up as I'm working. So what I'm doing is I'm making piles out here, and the landowner has a grapple system on his Kubota tractor, and that's how we estimated this out when we provided an estimate, is he said that he would take care of picking up the piles, and he had a burn pile somewhere down by the creek that he's carrying it to. So basically what our responsibility is to get all of this cleaned up, bring it out here, make piles, and then he's going to grab them with his grapples. Well, I just got done using my little tool here, my Milwaukee battery operated cutoff saw. I had to go down through here and cut a bunch of this wire, cut the wire ties around each post here, got that all down through there, and what we're going to end up doing, we're going to try to get this stuff wound up for the landowner. May have to use that little excavator there to pull some of it, but this gaucho wire, I do not like gaucho wire. Man, that stuff will bite you. It'll try to wind up around your arm. It's not fun to mess with. Yes, it is a lot cheaper, and that's why people put a lot of gaucho wire up, but it's not very fun to roll up or even to use when you're building a fence, because it's just such a mess to handle. All right, let's see if we can get this wound up. That's what I'm talking about. I may have to end up getting that excavator, pulling some of this out. Maybe that's cheating. I don't know. That stuff is a mess. This little excavator works pretty good. I can get under these trees that he's planning on keeping. If you had a big old excavator, it'd be a little hard to get in here, but it's pretty compact. That wire is right on the bottom. All right, let's back out of here and see if we can try to roll some of that. Well, so grab this stuff, roll this in a ball, and it'll start sticking to each other here in just a minute. Like I said, this is not fun, and it's certainly not my favorite part, but it's got to be done. And you've got stuff that's all hung up here. Got to usually get leather gloves or you won't have no fingers left after messing with this junk. And that one is all tangled up on the bottom. All right, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do. So that's that thicker wire. That's not gaucho wire. I'm gonna cut that off and I'm gonna do that separate, but I'm gonna try to do this gaucho together. If your bucket has teeth like this, it works really good. It's just kind of scraping the ground. It's got a lot of vines, a lot of weeds. There's sticks in here. Basically, I want it to look like that right there. I went ahead and got all that raked up here. And that's kind of what I'm doing up in there as well. So one of the things the landowner told me, he said those grapples are really, really handy. I guess he has a lot of flooding down here. He said this whole bottom would flood during heavy rains. And so those grapples on his Kubota, he goes down through there and picks up all the debris and everything that washes up out here in his field. So he's pretty handy with that thing, pretty impressed. Anyway, I'm bringing piles of that stuff out here and he's grabbing them and then taking them down there to a brush pile. All right, we just got this thing started up here this morning, kind of getting it warmed up. But what we've got, we are going to be continuing to tear out, clean this area up all through here and beside this little barninium here that they have. But the tricky thing is, it's going to take a little bit of time, is we got to drag all this brush down here to where he has access to get it with his tractor and grapple. But we've been able to work on that yesterday through there, pulling up a lot of those small trees, some of the junkier trees. They were wanting this all cleaned up. Their future plans is to throw some wildflowers out here, some other native type plants in this particular area here, leave all the big nice trees. But yeah, that's kind of what they had in mind. So I'm going to put you on time lapse. We're going to kind of get things rolling here this morning. My plan is to get all of this up through there all completed today. All right, well, let's get rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, that was a mess, wasn't it?
Golly, that thing. I mean, it's probably 50 years old back there. Maybe only.
Worked on that area there, and you can see that he's using those grapples, picking up them piles I had. As we shared earlier, another big thing the landowner was wanting us to make sure to do is to pull down all those vines as much as we can. So I'm going to grab hold of these. They are very, very invasive. They'll just take over your woods, grow from tree to tree. Lost one. Yeah, you can see him there. Them vines, they'll go all the way up and grow up on the tree, and then they'll hop across and jump to the others. And they are just, they are a pain. But I guess Tarzan liked them vines. He swung from them back in the old days. Not me or this landowner. These little excavators are a super awesome tool for property owners, especially when you want to do some cleanup like what we're doing here on this property. It can always be done by hand if you want to. One of these little machines, they are pretty sweet. And I'm really impressed with that grapple system on the front of that tractor there. He's doing a fine job cleaning up after me. Always got to watch what's going on up above, and that's one thing I like about this excavator here. It's got this glass here that you can see, so when you're pulling on those vines, you can look right up through there and make sure you're not going to pull a limb down on top of the cab. So that's super awesome that this is in here. It's almost a must because it's kind of hard to come up here and look under the glass. Hey, good morning. We're back out here again this morning, still trying to make a difference on this property, but we're slowly but surely getting it done. So today I think is probably going to be my last day on the video portion of it because they're calling for rain moving in tomorrow. We're going to be starting on this hillside today, trying to get this cleaned up. There are several vines that go up through here and are hanging onto these trees, and we're going to try to get those pulled down with this little mini here. And they've got some old trees that have fallen in that we're going to be trying to get pulled out of here, and going to be staging everything down here. That way the landowner can get his grapple system down here to get it picked up. But hopefully we'll be able to make a difference down through here. This is a very beautiful piece of property down here. There's their house that kind of overlooks this creek bottom area, and they have told me that this area down here does flood. So this will all be underwater, but I want to take you over here and show you their little beach that they call it. Got a little fire pit area. Keeps all this mowed down here. Nice, beautiful hammock. Isn't this beautiful? It'd be hard to leave down here if a man lived here. Don't want to be down here at the creek all the time. Boy, it feels good whenever you get a project almost completed and you see the variations of the transformation. This little excavator did a swell job getting all of this hillside cleaned up and thinned down. We're able to get all these trees dragged down here. Exactly what they were wanting. This thing had a lot of vines, and you saw in that video there, I was grabbing hold of those vines and pulling it from those trees. Of course, I was able to have to back all the way out here pulling on those things, but there's some really big vines, about the size of your arms on some of these trees. It turned out pretty good. If you're wanting to get a little mini excavator, as I stated earlier, they are super handy. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching the video. I appreciate you hanging out with us as we've been able to provide some TLC for this property owner. They've got a beautiful place and got that creek access right down there, got their own private beach, and you can't beat that. All right, so for the land guy, I'm over and out. We'll catch you in the next land video.
The land guy's got your back. Dirt roads, ponds, done with pride. Call him up, he's on your side.